Welcome back to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. Please make sure you are already subscribed. If not already, make sure you subscribe to the All This Math YouTube channel. Go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and hit that button. Also, drop a comment down below if you have a comment or if you have questions now or after I get into the explanation. If there's something you don't understand and you still have questions, which is fine. Right? I welcome all questions. I welcome all questions. Put the questions in the comments. All right. And also share this video with somebody. All right. Now, what are we doing now? We're doing HSPT math. HSPT stands for High School Placement Test, which is a placement test that Catholic school students or parochial school students will take as eighth graders, right, to measure their level of proficiency of mathematics up to the eighth grade, and also to know where they would place or where they should place in high school, in a high school Catholic or parochial school. All right. But of course, this content is not limited to just those schools. This content is for any and everybody that goes to any school, any type of school, or even if you're homeschooled. These are just good skills to have. Matter of fact, this problem we're about to get into is what we would say is an example of a financial literacy question. And I know financial literacy is a buzzword. Everybody talking about financial literacy, right? But we need to actually understand the mathematics and the algebra that's embedded within the financial literacy in order for us to truly understand financial literacy if we're serious about financial literacy. All right. So let's read the problem first. When you see a word problem, take your time, read it. Don't get scared. Don't get intimidated. Don't be like, oh, I'm not doing that one. No, read the problem. Don't be scared of the math problems, right? Don't be scared of reading. All right. Also, um, also another thing is like we should practice reading so we build up our endurance and our ability to read. So therefore, even when we're in a math class or taking a math standardized test, we don't get so easily intimidated by the math that we see in front of us. All right, so the price of a car was 20K. Now, of course, this is like an abbreviation for K, which is 1,000. So this means $1,000. This abbreviation is like scientific notation. I also have a playlist on scientific notation if you have curiosity about scientific notation. All right. So this represents $20,000, right? So the price of a car was $20,000 in the year 2014. It was $15,000 or 15K in the year 2015 and 11,200 in the year 2016. What is the rate of depreciation? The rate of depreciation, right? Depreciation means the value or the cost of a car is going down. Appreciation is when the value or the cost of something goes up. Appreciation goes up, depreciation goes down. All right. What is the rate of depreciation of the price of the car per year? Per year. So this right here is one of those y equals mx plus b problems. This is a time when you would actually use y equals mx plus b. So many people often say, I've never had to use y equals mx plus b as an adult. Or maybe you just haven't been paying attention, right? And a lot of people use it and just don't know that that's what it is. You use y equals mx plus b. Anytime you calculate a constant rate of change, whether it's depreciation, appreciation, any type of rate of change, right? That's the M in y equals mx plus b. All right, so what I want to do is like do a little chart, a little table real quick, where we have our x values and our y values. So you got your x values and your y values. So our x values are the years. The x values are the years because x represents time. All right, usually. So we got 2014, we got 2015, and we got 2016. So in 2014, how much was the car? 20K. So we write 20K. 2015, how much was the car? 15K. 2016, how much was the car? 11,200. Or you could say 11.2K. Just like how you might see on somebody's YouTube channel, right? 11.2K means 11,200. That's a way to abbreviate 11,200. Just like we abbreviate 20,000 by saying 20K, 15,000 by saying 15K. It's scientific notation. That's all it is. It's an abbreviation. It's like using slang. It's like using exponents. Using exponents is like a form of slang. It's a way to express a longer idea by writing less or having to say less. That's all it is. All right. So now, what is the rate of depreciation? So what we're doing is we're saying, all right, let's find M. M is equal to the rate of change of X divided by no. I'm tripping. The rate of change of Y divided by the rate of change of X. So let's say delta Y divided by delta X. All right, delta is the Greek letter that represents change, right? How much something changed. So you find out how much something changed by finding the difference The difference is the result you get when you do subtraction. Subtraction. So between but from this year to this year, between these 2 years, 2015 minus 2014 is 1. Boom. That goes in the denominator. Then 20,000 minus 15,000 is 5,000, right? So it's a change of $5,000. Now, the rate of change, though, the rate of depreciation, right? As a percentage, it's another thing I got to add. The rate of depreciation would be the percentage of the original amount. So it changed by 5,000, but what percent is 5,000 out of 20,000? What percent is 5,000 out of 20,000? 5,000 out of 20,000, 5K over 20K. The K's cancel out. 5 out of 20 is 1/4. 1/4 is the same thing as 25%. So from 2014 to 2015, it depreciated by 25%. Now, when we deal with rate of depreciation, it's constant. It's a constant rate of change. So if you was doing this problem on the HSPT, it would be multiple choice more than likely, right? You could stop there because the rate of change between 2014 and 2015 is going to be the same rate of change between 2015 and 2016. So we don't have to. So you wouldn't have to find the difference and then find the percentage out of the original amount. All right. But because we got time, we could do it. So let's say we do 15,000 minus 11,200, right? So 15,000 minus 11,200 is going to be 3,800, right? And then we're going to say, okay, this is the difference between these 2 years, the cost in these 2 years, right? But we want to know what fraction this is or what percentage this is out of the original amount, which was 15K. So that's out of 15,000. All right. So now on the HSPT, no calculators are allowed, right? If you were just doing this problem on your own or in another setting, you would probably use a calculator. I would definitely use a calculator. But because on the HSPT, there's no calculators allowed, I'm going to think about how to do this without a calculator. So if I'm saying 3,800 divided by 15,000, I'm going to cancel these zeros out. Cancel these zeros out. Now I'm left with 38 over 150. So 38 over 150. So now I got to do some long division, old school. 150 is my divisor, 38 is my dividend. All right, 150 is larger than 38, so I'm going to attach a 0 and put my decimal point up here, attach a 0. How many 150s can fit in 380? 2 of them. All right, 150 times 2, 300. Subtract 380 minus 300. 80. How many 150s can fit in 80? None. 150 is too big. Attach another 0. Bring them down. Then we got 800. So 150 goes into 800. How many times? 5 times. Because I know 15 times 5 is 75. That's why it's so important to know your multiplication facts for times like this. So you can just do the math off the top of your head. So 150 can go into 800. How many times? 5 times. Because if 15 times 5 is 75, 150 times 5 is going to be 750. So that's going to be that. Put the 750 right here. We're going to subtract. 800 minus 750 is going to be 50. Can 150 fit into 550? No. Attach a 0. Bring it down. That's going to be 0. So 150 goes into 500. How many times? 3. Because 15 times 3 is 45. So 150 times 3 is going to be 450. Right? That's as close as we're going to get to 500. If we do 4 times 150, that's going to put us over 500. That's going to take us to 600. We don't want that. So this is a 3. But look, we know we're trying to find a decimal, right? A 2-digit decimal so that we can convert it to a percentage. So we got 0.253, which would be 25.3%, right? And we can round that to 25%. We can just drop that 0.3 off. So we see what happens, right? We already knew that the rate of depreciation was 25% every year. The value of the car is going down by 25%. From 2014 to 2015, you drop in value by 25%. From 2015 to 2016, you drop in value by 25 more percent. So that's something to think about when you buy cars, right? So this shows that a car is not a great investment, right? If you're concerned about value, about financial value. Now, if you need something to drive in, you just like it, okay, that's your business, right? But at least know what you're doing. Like one of the things I always say is this: Do what you want, but know what you're doing. All right. And it requires math. Math is required so that you'll know what you're doing. All right. So yeah. So again, financial literacy using y equals mx plus b. The m from y equals mx plus b enabled us to do this. Don't let people tell you you're not going to use y equals mx plus b. Don't let people tell you that. You do use it. And if you don't use it, and you know what? It's true. A lot of people don't use it. And it's unfortunate because that's why they end up jammed up and in bad financial situations because they didn't know how to use y equals mx plus b. They didn't know how to calculate the rate of depreciation. They don't even know what that means, right? It's unfortunate. But the fortunate thing is we got content on this channel that'll show you how to get into all that. All right. So between 2014 and 2015, price of the car drops by 5,000. What percentage is that of 20,000? 5,000 out of 20,000 is a quarter. That's 1/4. 1/4 is equivalent to 25%. That's something for you to memorize. And then we say, okay, well, what's the difference between 15,000 and 11,200? That's the difference is 3,800. So 3,800. What percentage is that of 15,000? Set up the fraction. Cross out some zeros. What you left with? 38 over 150. Then we're going to divide 38 divided by 150. Like I said, I would have did this using a calculator, but on the HSPT, calculators are not allowed, right? So we got to get back to the basics, right? Old school math, long division. We could have used the box method. Could have used partial quotients. Could have did a lot of things, right? But I chose to use this method. So 38 divided by 150. How many 150s can fit in the 380.25? 1/4. No, how many 150s can fit in the 38? 1/4 of a 150 can fit in the 38, or 25 or 0.25 of a 150, because a whole 150 can't fit in the 38 because 38 is not big enough, right? Right. So it's like somebody like a foot is larger than the size of the shoe, right? The whole foot can't fit into that shoe. Same concept. All right. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you drop a comment down below. And if you have questions, especially drop a question down below in the comments. And also share this video with somebody. All right. I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Oh, and before I go, shout out to the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, the People's Free Food Program, providing food to the community because people in the Black Panther Party believe that a person, but especially a child, should be able to eat because they're hungry and not because they have money to buy the food. I support that. Peace.